If you're going into this roofing season without knowing your numbers, you're not building a career, you're gambling with one. And the worst part, most reps don't even realize it until the season's over and the bank account doesn't match the grind that they put in. What's up, Roof Money Pros? Mike here with Roof Money Pro, and my mission is to help roofing professionals like you maximize your careers and build real wealth. Not just income, wealth. There's a difference, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today. This channel exists for one specific person, the rep who's closing deals, stacking commissions, running hard, and still looking at his bank account at the end of the year wondering where the hell it all went. So if that hits home for you, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe right now. Because what's coming up in this video could literally change the trajectory of your entire year. Today, you're gonna find out exactly how many roofs it takes to hit $500,000 in revenue in 90 days. Not a guess, not hype, just math. Step by step, deal by deal, we're going to reverse engineer the whole thing using 3 numbers that control everything in your sales career. By the end of this video, you'll know precisely how many leads you need, how many deals you need to close, and what your average contract value needs to look like, and what to fix if any of those 3 are off. And stick with me, because at the end, you're going to get the exact weekly review process I used in my roofing sales career that turned random good months into predictable $2.5 million plus years. That's the piece most reps never build, and it's the piece that changes everything. Let's get into it. Here's a truth that took some reps years to figure out. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your numbers. That sounds harsh, but it's actually freeing because it means the goal isn't to work harder or want it more. It's to understand your scoreboard, and most reps never even look at it. When I was consistently hitting over $2.5 million in roofing sales revenue every year, it wasn't because luck or hustle alone. It was because at some point, the focus shifted entirely onto 3 specific metrics, and from that point on, income became predictable. Think about what that means. Projecting your income with pinpoint accuracy. Setting a net income goal of $150,000 knowing that $100,000 of that is going straight towards debt payoff, savings, or investments. Not hoping it happens, planning it. That's what these 3 numbers did for me, and more importantly, what they can do for your life. So what are they? Lead volume, your total number of opportunities. Doors knocked, appointments run, referrals received. This is your raw input. Close rate, the percentage of these opportunities you're actually winning. If you run 10 appointments and you close 3, that's a 30% close rate. Average contract value, or ACV, the average dollar amount per deal you close. This one is quietly the most powerful lever of the 3, and most reps ignore it completely. And here's the formula that ties it all together, and burn this into your brain. Leads times close rate equals deals. Deals times ACV equals revenue. That's it. That's the whole game. Everything else is noise. You can't hit a target you can't see, and right now, this is your target. All right, let's build this out, starting with a realistic baseline, the kind of numbers a solid working rep might actually have. ACV, $12,000. Close rate, 25%. Step 1, how many deals do you need? $500,000 in revenue divided by $12,000 in average contract value equals 42 deals. Step 2, how many leads does it take to get 42 deals at a 25% close rate? 42 divided by 25% equals 168 leads over 90 days. Now let's break that down further. That's 56 leads per month, 14 leads per week, roughly 2 to 3 opportunities per day. That doesn't sound impossible, does it? 2 to 3 solid conversations a day. That's it. But it's specific, it's trackable, and now you have something to actually aim at instead of just grinding blind. Now here's the perspective check. What does $500,000 in sales actually mean for your life? Maybe it's paying off debt that's been hanging over you. Maybe it funds a down payment. Maybe it gives your family a financial cushion they've never had. Whatever it is, that number isn't just a sales goal. It represents something real. Keep that in mind as you look at your weekly targets, because the days you don't feel like prospecting, that's what you're really fighting for. Now let's talk about where most people actually start. Lower ACV, lower close rate, and that's completely okay, as long as you understand what it means for your volume. Let's say ACV is $10,000, close rate is 20%, 500,000 divided by 10,000 equals 50 deals needed. 50 divided by 20% equals 250 leads over 90 days. That's 83 leads per month, 20 leads per week, closer to 4 to 5 opportunities per day. That's a grind, but here's the key insight. New reps don't need perfection, they need volume. You're not going to outskill a veteran in your first season unless you come from a solid sales background, but you can outwork them. And as your close rate climbs and your ACV grows, the amount of volume you need drops dramatically, which brings us to the next level. ACV, $12,000. Close rate, 30%. 500,000 divided by 12,000 equals 42 deals. 42 divided by 30% close rate equals 140 leads over 90 days. 47 leads per month, 12 leads per week. Notice what just happened? You went from 168 leads needed in the baseline to 140 just by improving your close rate by 5 percentage points. That's 28 fewer conversations you have to hit the same number. Small improvements in close rate equal massive reduction in workload. That's leverage. And that's why getting better at your craft isn't just good for your pride, it's good for your schedule. So when you get opportunities to role play with teammates, watch a training video between appointments, or try out new ideas, be sure to take full advantage. And in a second, you're gonna see the one lever in this equation that can cut your workload by 20 to 30% almost overnight without knocking an extra single door. Most reps completely ignore it, and it's costing them deals every single week. So stick with me. Now this is where things get really fun. ACV, $15,000. Close rate, 35%. 500,000 divided by 15,000 equals 34 deals. 34 divided by 35% close rate equals 97 leads over 90 days. 32 leads per month, 8 leads per week. 8 leads a week to hit $500,000. That's what high efficiency looks like. That's not magic, it's the result of higher value deals and a sharper close rate working together. High performers don't just work harder, they work more efficiently, and the math proves it. Here's why most reps never hit this number in 90 days, or even 180 days, even when they work their ass off. Most reps only track one thing, revenue. And when the numbers aren't there, the response is usually, I just need more deals, or blaming external circumstances like prospect behavior, the weather, or the company's price being too high. But that's vague thinking. That's victim thinking. That's hoping. That's not a plan. Here's what's actually going wrong underneath the surface. They don't track inputs, only outcomes. They're watching the scoreboard but ignoring the stats. So when things go sideways, they have no idea if it's a lead problem, a close rate problem, or an ACV problem. And each one of those requires a totally different fix. They rely on motivation instead of metrics. Motivation is great, but motivation runs out. Metrics don't. When you know your numbers, you know exactly what to do on a Tuesday when you don't feel like knocking a single door. You know when to step on the gas, and you know when you can step off of it. They don't adjust midway. The target's 90 days. If you're 30 days in and you're behind, you need to know why, and you need to change something right now, not at day 89. This isn't just theory. Watching reps cycle through this exact pattern, not tracking their numbers, getting frustrated, burning out, quitting, or going to another company was one of the biggest drivers of turnover I saw during my time in sales. Good reps with real potential, gone because they were working hard in the dark. Don't be that rep. Now here's the good news. You don't have to overhaul your entire sales process to move these numbers. There are small, specific levers you can pull that make a real difference. Lever 1, increase your ACV. This is the most underused lever in roofing sales. You don't have to sell harder or magically inflate your bid. You just have to sell more on the deals you're already closing. Go for areas with higher square counts, offer material upgrades, add gutters, ventilation, insulation, position premium warranties. Let me show you how powerful this actually is. If your ACV goes from 12,000 to 14,000, same close rate, same leads, look at what happens. At a $12,000 ACV, you need 42 deals. At $14,000 ACV, you need 36 deals. That's 6 full deals you never have to chase. 6 inspections, 6 follow-ups, 6 closes, gone from one decision about how you structure and present your contracts. That's not a tip, that's a cheat code, and most reps never pull this lever. Lever 2, improve your close rate. The fastest path to a better close rate isn't just a solid pitch, it's also better leads. Referrals close at a significantly higher rate than cold doors because trust is already there. Better follow-up alone can recover deals that would have otherwise fallen through. Warm leads will always beat cold volume. Lever 3, increase lead volume consistently. More reps fail here than anywhere else, not because they can't generate leads, but because they're inconsistent. A big week followed by a dead week kills your pipeline. Don't make the mistake of coasting on past performance. Consistency beats intensity every single time. 8 solid weeks, every week beats 25 one week and 3 the next. All right, now let's make all of this real and actionable. First, pick your scenario that we went over that matches you the closest. New rep, solid rep, killer rep. Be honest about where you are. Then set your weekly lead target based on that scenario and commit to it like it's non-negotiable. Track 3 things every single week. Leads generated, deals closed, ACV per deal. Every 2 weeks, do a quick audit. Low on leads? That's a prospecting problem. Get back on the doors or work your referral network. Close rate dropping? That's a conversation problem. Listen back to your pitches. Tighten up your objection handling. Ask open-ended questions to build more rapport. Low ACV? Look at your deal structure and where you can introduce add-ons or upgrades. Now here's the part that actually separated top producers from everyone else. Not talent, not luck, not even close rate. This. Beyond tracking just the KPIs, there's a personal weekly review that made a real difference. Every Sunday evening or Monday morning, 3 questions. What was something good that happened last week personally or professionally? Keep the spirits high by focusing on what's positive in life. What's one thing from last week that I can improve on? There might be 5 things or a million things. You're going to pick one at a time to intentionally become more proficient. What am I specifically focused on accomplishing this week? Whether that's a number of contracts, a revenue target, or particular deals on the verge of closing, that third question is where the magic happens. It takes your 90-day goal and compresses it into a 7-day focus. And when you know exactly what you're chasing this week, every day has a direction. This is exactly how you take a big number and make it real. This is where average reps click off and killers lean in. Could you hit $500,000 in 60 days? Yes, but now the math is unforgiving. You don't get lazy weeks. You don't get inconsistent lead flow. You don't get sloppy follow-up or deals that drag out. Every single number has to be dialed in and locked on. Lead volume, close rate, and ACV, all firing at the same time. This isn't where you start. This is what you graduate into. There are no slow mornings in this scenario. No, I'll catch up next week. The pipeline has to be moving every single day. Higher volume or a sharper close rate or a stronger ACV. Ideally, all 3 working together. Now, if you're already operating at that killer rep level with tight systems and strong deal flow, this becomes a real target, a legitimate 60-day sprint. If you're not there yet, good. Now you know exactly what you're building towards. That's not a ceiling, that's the destination. Most reps will hear this and think it's unrealistic. The right rep hears this, starts doing the math on how to make it real, and then it becomes their new normal like it did for me. Which one are you? $500,000 in roofing sales isn't a dream. It's just math, but more fun because it can make you crazy money. Once you understand how lead volume, close rate, and ACV work together, everything changes. You stop guessing, you stop hoping, you start operating with clarity and intention. You become the rep who knows exactly what week 6 of 13 needs to look like to hit the number. Most reps are working hard without direction. Now you've got both. And here's the line that matters most. The difference between the reps who hit this and the ones who don't isn't effort, it's direction. You don't need a better season. You need better math. Hey Roof Money Pros, now it's your turn to drop in the comments. Which scenario are you in right now? New rep building volume, solid rep dialing in your close rate, or killer rep chasing efficiency? Let's see where everybody else is at. And if you want to go deeper, not just the math, but how to actually keep the money once you start hitting numbers like this, make sure you catch the next video. It's called the 5% rule that keeps you sane, and I'm going to show you how to spend freely and guilt-free without sacrificing your future freedom. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, be sure to do so right now because you're not going to want to miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, keep stacking, keep building, and I'll see you in the next one.